First entry was right through the front of the file cabinet. Here it is, 1/2 inch hole. Exit, closer to 3/4. Clearly going through sideways. A lot more surface area. And look at here, book number 8. There's your projectile.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Brad Oliver on the Cinco Peso Training Group. This is my business partner, Mike Lane.
Good morning, everybody.
We're here today. We're going to have a very powerful video. We're going to show you about how to protect our children and our faculty at schools. And guys, we have been throwing away armor plating for years from school. And we're going to demonstrate to you what is inside a school district to absolutely stop a bullet from getting to our children or to our faculty. So Mike, can you tell us a little bit about what this item is right here on top of the filing cabinet?
Before I got into school-based law enforcement, I was a captain at a large agency just in the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area. One of the things that we invested in to protect our facilities was bulletproof, bullet-resistant material, such as this 1-inch Lexan material. We spent nearly $500,000 just fortifying our doors, our lobbies, and those kind of areas from potential attacks. Well, I tell you, as a school district employee now, I don't have anywhere near the budget that I had at that last agency to afford to protect the facility this way. However, every single year we get a crew work party together to take all these old out-of-adoption books, pile them up into some trucks, and then carry them off to the local landfill. What I'm talking about here are just your old common textbooks. About 3/4 to 1 inch wide. Any thickness would certainly work. This particular size of book in a common file cabinet typically will hold anywhere between 18 to 20 books. We have 20 of these out-of-adoption textbooks currently in this drawer.
So Mike, are you saying that for years school districts have been begging people almost to come take these books away from them? They've been destroying these books, and you're saying that this book here will replicate a bullet protection glass that costs tens of thousands of dollars?
Absolutely. What used to be a nuisance can actually save lives.
So how are we going to demonstrate this today? We're inside a classroom, so how do you propose that we absolutely demonstrate that this right here is armor protection, that it will save our kids and our teachers? What do you suggest, Mike?
Brad, first thing, let's just shoot it with the most common handgun out there.
What is
9mm is a very common cartridge. This one, actually the bullet, the projectile, is 124 grains. It's jacketed hollow point, and it's traveling about a little over the speed of sound, 1,000 feet per second, 1,100 feet per second roughly.
Okay.
So we're going to shoot this file cabinet with a very common cartridge, and we'll demonstrate just how many of the 20 books that are in here, how much penetration this cartridge will make.
So we're going to do the 9mm first, and everybody talks about, oh my gosh, the 40 caliber, the 45, right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, everybody talks about the 45, how tough it is. So you know what? We're just going to go even bigger, right? So
what's better than a 45? A 46, right?
But they don't make a 46,
That's right.
So what do they make?
So what we're going to use is a 500 Magnum.
Smith & Wesson Magnum.
Smith & Wesson makes this cartridge, whereas this is a 124 grain projectile traveling the speed of sound. This one is a 500 grain projectile traveling the speed of sound. Faster, actually. Both of them a little faster.
So Mike, you're telling me, and you're telling our audience here, that you're going to shoot these books inside this classroom in an actual school here in Northeast Texas, that these books, there's 20 of them, and they're going to stop this big, gigantic cartridge?
I bet my life on it.
Hey, let's go try it. All right, everybody, Mike just shot the filing cabinet with all these out-of-adoption books. Mike, what caliber gun did you use?
So we use a 9mm Springfield XD.
All right. And what is the normal response that when we demonstrate this, that most people say the bullet's going to travel through how many books?
I normally guess about 5 or 6.
5 or 6. All right, so let's open it up right here. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see where Mike shot right here. Here's the defect. So we're going to open it up. So let's count here. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's start with number 6, Mike. Let's pull that out. Number 6.
Book number 6.
Nothing there. Smooth as can be.
No imperfections.
Nothing. So let's go to number 5.
Number 5. Same thing
No
again.
defects whatsoever. No defects.
Number 4.
No defects again.
Wow.
Okay. Number 3. Still no defects. Okay. Remember, the most common number we get is 5 to 6 books this bullet will penetrate. Let's go to number 2.
Look at here. Number 2.
Is absolutely
No defect.
no defects.
I'm feeling a little dimple there, but nothing that, it was just from the other book hitting
Yep.
it.
All right. So let's look at number 1. Look at there.
There's your entry in the number 1. And as you can tell, no exit.
One book stopped the most common handgun round out there. It is also probably one of the most common calibers going to be used in a mass shooting, whether in a school or any other location in the United States.
So we're about halfway through the book, roughly 3/4 at this point.
Now when you see that it's opening up, it's starting to expand, and y'all, there it is. There's the actual projectile.
124 grain, jacketed hollow point.
Before this, most people would absolutely have no idea that how their school system is absolutely fortified with armor that will stop a 9mm handgun that will protect our children and our faculty. So Mike, what's our next one you want to shoot? What's the next caliber gun you want to
Well,
shoot?
people are going to say 9mm is weak. You know, that's what they'll say. I don't agree with it, but they'll say it.
But they'll come, we say a 40 caliber in the unbelievable 45 ACP. We're even going to jump up to that. And Mike, you're going
Let's
to shoot
just go all the way to the top.
all the way to the top.
The
which
most
is-
powerful handgun,
There you go.
Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum.
So we're going to shoot that 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum into these out of adoption books, and you're saying it's going to stop them.
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mike just shot the 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. You can see here how much larger the defect is in the filing cabinet. So let's open it up. Here. So let's start at 6 again, Mike. So we took the one that was shot a while ago, we moved it out, so a fresh one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right here's number 6. Let's pull it open. Nothing.
500 grains versus 124.
All right, number 5. Nothing. Number 4, no defects. Number 3, absolutely no defects. Number 2.
I'm going to pull number 2 and number 1 out together. We clearly see
there's
an
number
entry
1.
hole,
Yep.
and they're fused together. We see an exit hole. A new entry hole here, but no exit.
There's no perforating defect on the back. So two out of adoption books stopped a 500 grain, 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum gun that's unbelievable, that we believe that no mass shooter, we have no information that any mass shooter has ever used that caliber, ever, to inflict carnage on anyone.
And you know what's interesting? The projectile is actually still in book number 1. Most of this is what they call back face trauma.
You just demonstrated to us that you shot a 9mm handgun and you shot a 500 Smith & Wesson into this filing cabinet, and it went through no more than 2 books, actually stopped at number 2. So now we're going to do a rifle. Is that correct?
Sure, because you'll always have people say, well, yeah, but a shooter may bring in a rifle, and that's going to go right through these books.
Absolutely. So what is the first one you want to shoot, Mike? What first rifle?
Well, the AR-15 shoots a very common caliber called 223 Remington. It's also military nomenclature, will be 5.56 millimeter. It's a NATO round.
About how fast is this running, Mike?
This is running just south of 3,000 feet per second.
3,000 feet per second.
Three times the speed of sound for
What's the grain bullet?
This round is 55 grain.
55 grains, which is a little bit, it's a lot smaller than anything else we shot, but it's moving
3 times
as fast, right?
As the 9mm.
Right, so again, we're going to shoot this one, okay? What other rifle caliber do you want to shoot in this into these books?
Well, when it comes to rifles, an AR-15 is actually a very small, underpowered round compared to a common deer cartridge. This is a .308 Winchester round, 30 caliber.
Which is probably one of the most common rounds, used to be hunting deer, not only in Texas, but in the United States. So you said it was 150 grain?
168.
168 grain, and it's traveling roughly what? How many feet per second?
Roughly the same, 28 to 3,000.
Okay, 23,000. And you're saying that something that's traveling 3 times faster than the handgun, these books are going to stop those projectiles?
Without a doubt.
Outstanding. So let's try that out real quick, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mike just shot the out of adoption books with an AR-15 platform rifle, 5.56 or 223 round. Hit right here, right below the handle. A lot smaller defect as we would expect, 55 grain bullet. So let's open it up and let's see. Again, our standard deviation is 6, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Mike, right there is number 6. Let's see. Absolutely no defects.
No defect.
Remember, this is traveling at 3,000 feet per second. Number 5, no defects. Number 4, absolutely no defects. Number 3, absolutely no defect. Okay? Number 2 and 1. So 1 and 2, we're going to bring 1 and 2 out. All right, you see the small defect here of the small diameter 5.56 round? Right there, perfect. Okay? We have a perforating defect on number 1. We have a penetrating defect on the front of book 2. And there's absolutely, so book 2 is actually a terminus there for us. Okay, so let's open it up and see if we can find the projectile, Mike.
Well, one thing about the 5.56 round, it only weighs 55 grains initially. So as it's pushing its way through this paper, oftentimes it disintegrates into just small little particles, and it's often difficult to find. Looks like this one did hold together better than most, and that's what's left of it. And that was about 1 and possibly a third.
All right, guys. Mike just shot the out of adoption books with a .308 caliber rifle. Hit dead center right here, went through the handle, and it's dead center into the tray. Let's open it up. Okay. Again, we're going to stay with our number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, Mike, right there. So let's start with 6.
All right, book number 6.
No defects whatsoever.
Look at that. 7.62 millimeter, .308 Winchester. Clean.
Yep. Number 4. Clean. No defects.
I'm going to lay this one off to the side for a second. Let's go to number 3.
So something feels a little different about number 3, so let's pull those out.
1, 2, and 3 I'm going to take out together.
All right, so let's start from the first right here. You see the defect in number 1 right here. Complete perforating defect. So you have a penetrating defect, a defect there, and I'm not going to call that a perforating until we do a little bit more investigating.
I believe what we have again is another case of just back face deformation, where the projectile is going to be contained in book number 2. Let's see. Starting at the beginning of book 2, About a third of the way through it now. A little over half. These are actually warm. I'm getting little pieces of the jacket.
So it look like it may have.
It may
actually perforated. So that's number 1 and 2. Let's open up number 3. Okay.
There we go.
There it is, right there. It stopped in the
Beginning pages of number 3. Try not to cut myself here.
Actually, Mike, I think it's all back here.
Did it all come out here?
It's all-
Okay.
it's all right
I already passed it. So yes, the very beginning of book number 3.
That's what's left of it.
Starting to break apart.
Yeah, the jacket and everything's probably in book 1 and 2.
Yep, it started to disintegrate. So again, 3 books are stopping a rifle that, to my knowledge, no one's even brought to a school.
Right. 308 caliber, 30 caliber rifle, and here it is. Every one of our school districts in Texas are throwing away thousands and thousands of armor every year that we could be utilizing in such a more positive fashion that will absolutely save our kids and the faculty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mike just demonstrated to you how out of adoption books will absolutely stop bullets. We've shown you about bulletproof glass, but we've also demonstrated that how more effective out of adoption books are than this. So our message to you from Cinco Peso Training Group is, if we get kids, get our faculty behind books, whether it's in a file cabinet, behind bookshelves, we can absolutely protect our children. This is just one small aspect of our training that we do provide. If you'd like to know more about what Cinco Peso Training is doing or would like to get some training from us, please contact us or go to our website, cincopesotraining.com. You also can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much.